The IODA team is excited to announce the release of a new feature which provides a more localized view of connectivity signals for helping detect and identify internet disruptions affecting a specific network in a specific region or country. IODA has always provided internet connectivity data at the country, region, and network level. And now the team has developed localized mapping of network signals to specific countries and regions. Let's take a look. Here we are at the overall country outage page view. You'll recognize the map that highlights countries with outages and the table with those countries listed along with their outage score. Here we have a new way to navigate to specific countries, regions, or networks. Let's take a look right now at connectivity in Ukraine. We just begin typing in the country name, and that country name with the flag pops up. So now we're loading connectivity signals for Ukraine for the last 24 hours. Let's change that to the last 7 days. Now with the new search functionality, the region bar has been filtered to only the regions pertaining to Ukraine. Similarly, the networks are also filtered to network signals localized to the country of Ukraine. Here we can see a slight drop in the active probing signal. Let's investigate this further by looking at the regional raw signals for Ukraine. I'll launch this module, and now we can see a stacked horizon view of connectivity signals in all of the oblasts or regions in Ukraine. Here we can see that Sumy has experienced a lower level of connectivity, and that's apparent by the lighter blue or white that we can see in the stacked horizon. Let's take a look at Sumy. So now we've navigated to Sumy, Ukraine, and here we can see that outage more clearly. Now, if we wanted to see which networks experienced outages, we can look down here at the table. And let's launch the raw signals module. So by default, we're looking at network signals that have been localized specifically to Sumy. So before, you would see networks that operate in Sumy, but you might see connectivity signals for other regions where that network operates. Now we've enabled you to just see the signals for here, Ukrtelnet in Sumy specifically. So let's take a look at Ukrtelnet Sumy because we can see that there was clearly a pretty distinct outage in this location. So here you can see clearly that we've navigated to Ukraine, Sumy, and we're looking specifically at connectivity of Ukrtelnet signals localized to Sumy. And now that we've navigated down to this level, we can see that the outage in Sumy is really driven by this outage on this specific network. I'd like for you to see what it looks like if we clear the region and you can see the Ukrtelnet signals related to Ukraine. So when we clear Sumy from the region box, now we're just looking at Ukrtelnet signals in Ukraine, and you can see that there is something odd happening with the connectivity signals, but it doesn't provide as clear a picture without going to a specific region and seeing that localized view. Now let's take a look at another example. Going back to the country view, just in the last 24 hours, we can see countries that have experienced outages. Let's take a look at Liberia. For Liberia, we see a short, about an hour long internet disruption. And if we wanted to look at networks that could be driving this outage, we launched the raw signals panel for ASN's ISPs. Here we can see LibTelco Liberia is the one that experienced an outage. Now, similar to what I showed you before, by default, you're going to be looking at the network signals localized specifically to Liberia. And you can see that by seeing Liberia in the name of the ASN ISP. You can still switch to the global view. This will show you networks that operate in Liberia but also in other countries. And so you're going to see all of those connectivity signals for any country where that network operates. So here we can see a network was added to the list now that we're in the global view. We hope you all enjoy this new functionality and increased granularity of IODA signals. Please, as always, get in touch with us if you have any questions or need help interpreting our signals. Thank you.